standing ovation.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Frame 26.
For these two wonderful stars here.
Mark Selby to break.
And it's a pleasure to be sitting next to Sean Murphy.
Good evening, Dennis. Good evening, everybody. What an atmosphere in the Crucible Theatre tonight. Are we going to see a first-time champion crowned? Or will we see Mark Selby fight back for crown 5?
Touching that one, Mark.
Touching ball, which helps the situation.
He's been there all week.
And there's someone in his line of sight. Brendan Moore said, well, he's been there all week, Mark. Probably focusing that much he didn't notice. Probably a photographer, I would think. Now, is Luca going to play a thin safety or an attacking safety? Well, there's your answer. That's opened them right up.
And these early exchanges are absolutely vital if Mark Selby is to find any way back into this match. He's done it before, but he desperately needs a good start.
Doesn't want to catch the brown. He's got to get that cue ball near the ball cushion because Luca Brecel has pulled off some astounding pots throughout this whole World Championship. What a start this is. Right in the center of the pocket. Got 4 shots and shot of the championship. You could add all this player's shots. But if anyone can come back, it's Mark Selby. But if this player keeps knocking those in, it's going to be a tough and a long way back. How's your luck with the kiss? Not the best.
4.
That's a very thin snick back into the left corner. A very tough one into the right middle. Now this is so thin, this.
Well, it's just the way he's played all championship, isn't it? Refusing to take a step back. Determined to make the most of every single visit to the table.
Pink's out of commission at the moment. The black's a bit awkward, so I have to concentrate on the blue for a couple of shots. He's already up looking at the black and planning a potential route.
Eight.
Now, if he can play for the 1, the 2 reds to the right of the black. But I don't know if that red is over the pocket and blocking the path for it. Yeah, it will be blocking that pocket, the one that's closest to the right
30.
corner there. So once again, concentrating on the blue.
40. $90.
May elect this
20.
time to pot the blue, and he's back looking at those two reds near the black, but he's got the angle if he wishes to bring the pink and a few reds into play, but he's looking at all the options there.
Yeah, I think the cannon's a good shot, because even if he gets position on the red at the little cluster of 5, he can't get to a colour from that red.
Now the thing is, when he removes this red,
25.
he's got to get up to the blue again. And then in a couple of shots time, see, that's blocking the path. That's why he wants to remove this one. Well, if he gets the other side of the blue
26.
from that position, it's some shot, but I think it's a bit straight. Because his plan there was to get on that red I mentioned. You see, as we look at it, the two reds to the right of the black. If he got on the second one of the two, he could have opened the black spot area, but he's straight on the blue. But he can force an angle with his powerful cue action, but don't think it's on.
Yeah, he could possibly force the blue into the right half of the middle pocket. That would risk missing it and force the cue ball twice across the table, or the brown. Have to play the brown off 3 cushions to get to that red near the black spot. That's the one he would want to get to. But the brown's a big shot.
Well, he's going to take it on. This will be some shot. Here comes the cue ball. This looks pretty good to me. What a positional shot that is.
30.
Wonderful shot.
$31.
Now, once he's played this red underneath the black spot, the red at the bottom of that little cluster of 5 we know is available. In
38.
potting it, that will free up the one next to it. So those 3 reds represent another 24 possible points.
39.
Which means he will still need one of the other 5 that will be around the pink. So he's going to have to move something if he's to win this first frame of the evening session.
Well, when he takes this next red,
46.
it's clearing the path for the one next to it.
47.
It's a wonderful start this evening for the Belgian Bullet. And he's on that red. But I don't think he can develop one of the other reds on the way
54.
through. Hasn't got the angle to do that, and he's not too many pots away from securing this frame.
55.
Just needs one more red. So one good cannon, and this opening frame this evening will be his. That's okay. He can cut the one into the middle pocket.
Yeah, 62.
Just spotted something on the red there.
Okay.
Just 59
67.
remaining. 67 in front. Mark Selby will come back to the table.
Luca Brecel, 67.
A terrific start. Almost clinching the frame with one visit.
What a shot that is. Needs a good kiss and hasn't got it. That is unlucky. What a pot that was. Looks like he's going to get just the 1 point for it. It's going for the black. Needs this in. Otherwise it's frame over.
What a pot that was. Unbelievable to cut that in. Oh, he bows his head.
Mark
Can you
Selby.
believe it? He
8.
looks at
Frame
Luca
conceded.
and
Frame.
he concedes. What a wonderful start for Luca Brecel. That earlier break of 67.
A Houdini act here.
Luca Brecel.
We go.
So Luca Brecel breaks off for what he hopes will be the last time in this year's championship. Just needs 2 more frames to become champion of the world. And what an amazing route it's been to the final. Don't forget, he'd been here on 5 previous occasions and never won a match until this year.
Not sure if he can get through to the red for the middle pocket. As the pink he might be, and even though the white's in the jaws of the pockets, we know what he is capable of. He just gets down and knocks it in as if it was over the pocket. Now, if he could cannon the red when potting the blue, the red to the right of the bunch would be ideal. Now, he's still okay. He's gone past that, so he's got a choice of reds here. Black available into
6.
1 pocket at the moment, I think. He's just checking that there.
Luca Brecel, 6.
Nobody's seen, but watch his cue. That was just decelerated slightly. Obviously that red doesn't pot. It's next to the black.
Well, I think this shot's going to tell us how Mark Selby's feeling. There's a few different options here. It's the chance of taking this red directly above the cue ball into the green pocket. Could play for blue or pink.
And just someone coughing just on his backswing there. Well, I think he's pleased that the red didn't go in now, because he didn't get on the pink as he intended. Had he have potted that red, he would have been in all sorts of trouble. As long as your opponent needs 2 frames, you always feel that you're in with a chance. It's when they get to just needing the 1 frame and you're so far behind, you know you can't make one mistake, otherwise it's all over.
Nice. Thank you.
I'm not sure if the red at the bottom of the pack pots to the left middle pocket. The pink would be available if it went in. He wouldn't be leaving a great deal. That's what he's just checking now. But it must be tight. He's looking at this red from both sides. Yeah, there you see, it's very tight. In fact, I don't think that pots.
Just a bit of an awkward frame now with the 2 reds up the other end of the table. Could just come off the side cushion and land into the pack there from the left side of the table. But what has he got lined up here?
Yeah, do you know he's looking at playing the double on this red to the right hand side of the table into the left middle pocket. Cue ball up and down for the black. He's gone for it. Has he got it? Of course he has. What a shot, Luca Brecel.
And well picked out there, Sean. But look where he put the cue ball. He made that into a shot to nothing. It wasn't leaving anything. And the fact he pulled off that incredible double, he's on the black. Oh, the pink's close.
Eight.
Yeah, funny shot that, because we talk all week about how much spin Luca generates. It actually worked against him there. The top spin brought the cue ball into the cannon on the pink. He actually was playing for the red by the middle. Yeah, watch the cue ball here. Massive amounts of topspin arc the cue ball there. But for that, he would have missed the pink and gone up past the blue. So that was one of the few times that a bit too much spin was a problem.
Luca Brecel, 8. If that's somebody's phone that keeps going off, can you make sure it's on silent, please?
Bit of a stalemate at the moment because of those two reds that are up past the blue. Seen a few frames in the semi-final with Mark Allen and Mark Selby where they just, from this position, had a re-rack. No potential double this time because of the pink over the right middle pocket. White back behind the black and near the cushion. Just a little bit pacey. He was hoping to get that tight on the cushion and block the path through to being able to nestle into the back of the reds there. That's where he wants to put the cue ball, where the tip of the cue is. Always bring the red back down. He was trying to send that red into the red near the middle pocket. Now, has it bounced far enough, or does this cut back in? He cut one in the previous frame. So Mark Selby missed sending that red onto the other red near the middle pocket. It does cut.
One.
Well, that's the only position on the table where he can't cut the pink in. The green doesn't go to the middle pocket. That was the worst outcome there, cannoning into the brown and finishing over in the corner. Now where's the blue going to finish? Where is the blue going to finish? Nearly in the middle pocket.
Luca Brecel, one.
That was a very, very risky long blue. He was a bit unlucky, as I say, with the cannon on the brown, but maybe knock that in 2 out of 10, if that.
One. Seven. Eight.
Well done for holding it.
Jester from Leicester, living up to his nickname there. I just said to somebody in the audience, well done for holding it. Another straight over the middle pocket, the penultimate open
12.
red. So off this red or the next red, he'll need an angle off the colour to split those reds. But they're fairly
30.
loosely packed, so you'd think any collision into them would open them up.
$16.
Just gone a little further than he intended, so he may have to head up to the bulk colours again.
$70.
Yeah, he'll have a look at the pack of reds. I don't know where I've put the little circle. If he could leave that one, pot the red and open the pack, or will he go straight into them from the green here? Straight into them. How's your luck, Mark? It's pretty good.
$20.
Very controlled cannon there, but still a little unlucky. As we show it to you again, didn't power it too much, but look at that red. It's gone next to the pink. The other red went next to the black. I was a little bit unlucky there to leave both high valued colours awkward.
$21.
Oh, he's having to work very hard for these here. He wanted to be straight on this red for the right corner. He could have held for the
24.
black or the pink. And that's finished just a little awkward again. So once again, quite a bit to do with the cue ball. I think the pink might be available this time. I don't think he'll risk trying to bring the black and red into play there. So it's back all the way around the table. The pink obviously doesn't pot into the
25.
right corner. Can he get on that red that's closest to the black? This could be the key shot. Looks good to me. Looks very good.
$29.
Mark keen to see whether this red to the left of the four will pass into this left middle pocket. He'd love it if one of them went into the corner. He's just looking now. He's seeing whether the pink passes actually. Well, from that camera angle, it looks like it does. If he could play onto the pink, that would free up position for the red next door to it and might lead him to this frame.
$30.
Just studying the four reds now. The one to the left is potable into the left middle pocket.
36.
But I don't think any of them go into the right corner.
$37.
Perfect angle. Can he develop all reds? played it well.
.44. .45.
So the lead now 36 with 51 remaining.
51.
Red and a black. And he'll be across the line in this frame. And as you said earlier, Dennis, when you can keep
52.
your opponent needing 2, you always feel like you've got more than half a chance.
What about this break though, Sean? He's been up and
59.
down the table. He's had to work really hard for these.
60.
Luca was a little unlucky. Potted the red, cannoned the brown. The pink was right over the middle pocket. Looked like he was bound to finish on a colour.
66.
And then he took one of the most difficult blues on that ended leaving Mark
67.
in. This was the one that was so tough.
.69. .71. .74. .78.
A treble. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's in. Well done, Mark.
Foul, Luca Brecel 5.
Well, that was a
Mark Selby,
wonderful
78.
effort
And the frame.
from Mark Selby and his wife Vicky and friends there. They would have enjoyed that. They know he won't give up, but it's still quite.
If anybody's going to punish her, Mark Selby will.
Yeah, talk about pressure. He's under it here, Mark Selby.
I think our own crafty Ken, as Mark hits the blue, but crafty Ken in the studio, I think the pink wasn't quite over the pocket like that. Still a good shot though.
One.
Oh, excellent pot from Luca. It was a natural to cannon the reds, and now having placed that red nearer the corner pocket, he can screw the cue ball into these pack of reds, spread them far and wide, and the screw will bring the cue ball out for that red. This could turn into a frame winning chance very quickly if he gets this shot right.
The break-off shot, I can't remember ever seeing Mark Selby hit the blue from the break-off shot. He's so usually so precise.
Eight. 9.
That cue ball's finished in a very awkward position there over this red. It's going to be very awkward cueing. And he's very straight on the black. So forward and backwards in a straight line from there. There is a red to the yellow pocket if he gets the cue ball where it is now, but look how much he's having to jack the cue up. And look at the backspin he was able to achieve from there. Goodness me. That cue ball has
60.
gone twice as far as he intended. And there is still a red to the left middle pocket, but that could be bordering on madness. Time for a good, honest safety shot here, Dennis, I think.
Yeah, it was amazing the action he got on that bridging over the red. He's looking at the good, honest safety shot you mentioned, Sean. If he leaves the one that's to the right of the black, he's got to hide the cue ball. Otherwise, he'll leave a pot on that one. So it's important to get the cue ball exactly where he wants.
Luca
And
Brecel,
that's going to
60.
leave a gap through to that red I mentioned. So Mark Selby is normally pretty good at this type of shot, but he's 16-11 behind in the final of the World Championship. This is far from easy. Great cueing though.
1.
We talk about a shot to nothing. Look with the white finish. So
Mark Selby, 1.
it was a wonderful pot, but it was a wonderful shot even if the red didn't go in. Because there's no red near a cushion, this is not an easy escape to get it safe. He'll have to glance off this red if he gets it. Doesn't want to hit it full ball. Oh, what a shot! What an escape that, to judge that.
Well, that's incredible. I think entries to shots of the championship have closed, but that was phenomenal, that shot. Exactly as played. Side cushion, touch of right-hand side, second side cushion, catches that red quarter ball, cue ball on the cushion, as played.
Yeah, we keep talking about Luca's potting and his attacking style, but when he needs it, he's got a terrific touch and a very good tactical game. But to escape from that, well, it says it all.
Luca choosing that time to play a plant rather than a safety shot. He concentrated so much on trying to get the plant that he's left that cue ball a good couple of feet short of its intended position, and this red above and to the left of the black is potable.
This red will cut in, but you'll be looking for a path back down the table. Got to be wary of the pack and the red, the left side of the table here. It's okay.
Yeah, the obvious shot here is to play this red next to the black. The red will stop where the black is and he can swing the cue ball around the angles back in behind the yellow. I always prefer to play a shot where you can accurately predict where the object ball is going to finish, but he's playing the red up the side cushion, I think. Back to the green corner. And that's the risk when you start moving multiple reds. Needs the cover on the green. A little bit fortunate that, you'd have to say. Knocked a red over both pockets and covered them both.
Well, I think all Luca can do, well, he's got all sorts of problems here. He'll have to think about this.
I mean, he might consider that if he's got nothing else. Cue ball onto the side cushion in behind the second red, pop the red over the corner. Is he trying to knock the red in off the other red?
Is there a gap through to the one that's over the pocket? Yep. He was in a terrible spot there, was Luca. He did manage to screw the white back, but that might be a little tight then. Don't know if he can hold for the black, but the pink's tied up. The blue's way up the other end of the table. Superb cueing there to hold for the black.
Mark Selby 1.
He had to get a lot of screw back on that, but he seemed to hit it harder than he has been doing. And once you put it on the near jaw, there's no way they'll go in at that pace.
Thank you. 1.
Well, it'd be lovely to get on the red by the blue spot, followed by the black, get the black back in play, because those reds above the black spot are all waiting. And very quickly this could turn into a chance to get this frame on the board and get to within one of the championship. Yeah, he's specifically played to try and get low on that red to get towards the black. Bit of a grimace there from the face of Luca Brecel. He can still play for the black. Doesn't have to play for it now. But he could just drop the red in and play the black with the rest. That's what he's looking at. Or he could play for the green. That's what he's assessing now. And come round for this single red and revisit the black in a moment.
Six.
this is going to finish awkward. Wanted to be straighter on
9.
this, but he's such a shot maker. He can pull off all sorts of pots and do all sorts with that cue ball.
Ten.
Currently 92% success with the rest in this match. Potted 22 out of 24 attempts. How's the pace on this cue ball? Looks a bit hard. Don't think anything goes into the left corner. Does the single red go? I don't think so.
13.
And very much looks like the end of break here. And straight away he's looking at the blue to see if he can somehow get the white in behind that. He'd have to go twice across the table with a little stun shot. There's the butt of the cue up, a little bit aside. Here comes the cue ball. This looks good to me.
Luca Brecel. 13.
Oh, not quite. Now, can he get through to the red that's finished up near the middle pocket? Luca didn't intend that to go there. He can get through to it. Just got to be aware of the corner pocket with the cue ball if he cuts this in. It looks unnatural, so he'll have to get a little bit of work on the white to stop it going in the corner pocket. Is it going to go in the other corner pocket?
1.
He was sort of halfway back to his seat. He thought maybe the white might go in the other corner.
Yellow ball. Mark Selby 1.
And there's another shot that has got Mark in a spot of bother. The weight on the safety shot, excellent. And one of the reasons that Luca has done so well throughout this championship is brilliant century breaks, potting them from everywhere, but some of his safety has been excellent as well.
attempt at the pot that time. He just cut the red a little bit thinner than he wanted, and that's why he's hit the bump of the middle pocket. He's trying to get in behind the green. Does that red pass through the gap?
Well, if it doesn't, and you can clearly see it doesn't, he might be able to hit the other one to the left there. Play the safety shot and possibly cut it in. He's looking at the angle from both ends. It's a little bit of a guide. He'll be playing the safety shot, but he'll go close to potting this. Not quite, but a good cue ball again.
Luca just needs to be super careful here that he doesn't accidentally knock a red to a corner. Needs a thin contact on this red, and there's a chance something could end up over a pocket. Oh, and that flick on the brown nearly snookered Mark Selby on everything.
Can he get a chance? Because this is a must-win frame for Mark Selby. 17-11 would be more than a mountain to climb, but 16-12, he's still in there. Well, it's not bad. The fact that the white's gone near the cushion means the two potential pots are very difficult. Had the white have stayed away from the cushion, I'm sure Luca would have had a go. Keep it tight. The blue's still the target for the cue ball. Lots of side. Spin this around the angles. Not quite. Needs the green to help him out here. And it's not going to. He hit that too thin. Not often you see Luca giving himself a telling off in the seat. His temperament has been unbelievable. He needed the white to pull up to leave the brown, so it's just a snooker.
Bramble. Mark Selby won.
A little bit unlucky there. He played the snooker, but he wanted to bring the black out into play, but it stayed safe. Tricky if he tries the two cushion escape to glance off the reds. Very difficult this.
Foul and a miss.
You don't mind
Mark
missing
Selby
it
for.
the first attempt. Much better that than hitting the red full ball, leaving the white up this end of the table.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
It's as if the white's checking off the second cushion. So is he playing it with a trace aside? He needs a little bit of left-hand side. Yeah, well played. Always the chance that you can double a red like that, but it's in behind the green. He's looking at the possibility of getting it being in behind the blue again, but does he want to develop another colour here? So is he going to try and free the brown and the black and get in behind the blue? He certainly is.
Mark Selby 1.
Sacrificed a good snooker there to bring the black into play, Sean.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that shot. The tuck in behind the green seemed impossible to get wrong, and whilst it's always nice to have the black in play, it's not a relevant part of the frame. He doesn't need it. He wants to go and have a go at this red closest to the left-hand corner. It looks as if the cue ball's running into traffic, so if he goes for it, he'll need to get it.
You were absolutely right, Sean, running into traffic, but what a pot.
Three. Four.
Anywhere near that circle, round off 3 cushions would leave him on choice of 2 reds by the black. Yeah, didn't strike that great, caught the green a bit thick. He's still on this top red, but he's a good couple of feet short.
7.
The red nearest the middle might take more of his interest from that position. Could possibly play it into the green pocket if he thought it's too acute an angle to drop it in the middle. This one nearest the black spot's very risky.
Mark Selby 7.
Well, we've seen a few of them wobble and then just drop into the pocket. That was close, but not quite close enough. Looked as if it was going to wobble and then drop.
It's not all bad news though for Mark, because in playing that red and missing it, he's put the other red on top of the black in an unpottable position, unless Luca can find a way to the right hand side of the table, and that's not straightforward from here. Oh, but he's controlled that absolutely perfectly. What a wonderful shot. That looked nothing on your screens. Perfectly placed now to get to that net red next to the black. Just the first small little signs there of a bit of anxiety creeping into his cue action. Just hit that one a bit hard. Got a bit more spin than he meant to, and that's why the cue ball's finished nowhere. Little bit of a nervy one, that. Played the cue ball off both cushions, but because he hit it harder, he got too much spin, and that stopped the cue ball there off that second cushion.
Luca Brecel, 7.
Yeah, no attempt at the pot there. A few oohs and ahs from the crowd, but he wasn't trying to pot that. Trying to get a position and force Mark into moving that red by the side cushion. And once that's in play, you'd fancy that whoever pots the next red will win the frame.
I think this red passes the pink. It's a shot to nothing. Safety at the same time. Oh, now that the green's gone next to the blue, what a target to get in behind here. He'll swing this around off 1, 2, 3 cushions to get in behind green and blue. He's very good at this. Oh, he's hit it too thin. Is the white's in? Nearly. Hit that far too thin. Very unlike Mark Selby. He knows he's got to win this frame.
And every ounce of Luca's DNA is telling him to go for this red. He's potted so many of these shots throughout this championship, which is why he finds himself in this position. Desperately wants to take this on. If he pots it, he might get to within 1 of the championship.
Quite understandable there. There's an awful lot of pressure on Luca with that shot. He thought about the safety, but he's carried on the way he's played throughout this year's championship.
One.
And I think this red passes the black, so there's not a problem. As long as he can screw up past the brown, he'll get nicely onto that. This looks pretty good to me. Needs to just keep coming a bit further.
3.
He wanted to be a little closer to this red. It's all about the angle on the pink. Can he screw back and miss the middle pocket and get out onto the yellow? He's looking at it. Might just be able to do that. Yeah, there's a slight angle. He'll screw back and just miss the middle pocket to the right as we look at it and spin the white towards the yellow. Played it well.
You have to just marvel at Mark Selby's cast iron will. Just won't go away. He will make Luca Brecel earn both of these frames that he needs. And the closer it gets, the more difficult that man on your screens is going to find it.
And this is not a straightforward run to the winning line in this frame.
$15.
Anything but straight on the blue. But blue to pink's going to be tough. I mean, that's not a gimme there. Doesn't want to be straight. And he's not. He's got an angle on the blue.
$24.
It's a frame he had to win. And he's won it.
30.
Mark Selby is far from done. It's still a long way back, but that was a must-win frame for him. And now he's
Frame 29. Luca Brecel to break. Thank you.
coming up a little bit short with the break-off shot. And as he's done in most of the frames, has left a potential pot to this right corner. It's the sort of shot that the players practice these days, but they're far from easy.
One.
What about that for an opener? And he's got too much on that one. Just ran
4.
about 12 inches further than he intended, but he, like Luca, creates so much backspin with that wonderful cue action he has.
Five.
And no doubt aided by that Last chance saloon feeling that you get when you're this far behind. Mark Selby starting to find his range now, and most of these shots are going in the absolute centre of the pockets. And he's placed that cue ball in the perfect spot to pop this red, cannon into the red and black and knock the black on.
They're always tricky along the cushion.
15.
The fact that the red was tight on the cushion just helped it slightly there. And a very key shot coming up, stunning into the reds here. Oh, look at this split. What a shot he's played there.
23.
Well, you won't see any better split than that, Sean.
Played to perfection. Had to catch that red full in the face, and every single red on the table moved
24.
with that shot. And if I were in Camp Brecel, I'd start writing the half-time team talk now. Because if Mark Selby builds up a head of steam, this could be a long way from being over just yet. I cannot overemphasize the difference it makes that Mark Selby has been out on this arena floor
29.
on 4 occasions and taken the trophy home. The fact that he knows how to do it, he knows how to cope with those emotions, makes Luca's job all the more difficult.
Thank you. 30. $37. 38.
Could have done with just running through a few inches further. This would have been straightforward to pot the blue and hold for the red next to it, but it's come up just that little bit short. It's only fractions. Pretty good recovery though.
$43. 44.
Well, it was the split when he opened the reds up that has given him this opportunity. And isn't he taking them well? He'll have to go back down for the blue now, but that's not a problem.
51.
This was the split. Have a look at the reds.
$52.
Didn't really matter which side of the blue he finished on because of reds either side. He's finished absolutely dead straight. He wanted a little angle either way. Just a fraction either way, and this would have been so straightforward.
Yeah, if he's in trouble here, he can just pop the blue and hold the spot, send the blue to the pink spot. You wouldn't think it'd be too hard to reach over and pop that red, although the pink is in an awkward place for that. So maybe not. .57 ahead now, 75 remaining, so
57.
2 more reds. And he'll have won this first mini session of 4 frames, 3-1. And he's right back in this.
58.
The crowd knew that red was in before we did. They were right in line with it. A lot of them. You could hear a good shot as the blue was only halfway to the pocket. Blue and 1 more red needed. There's the blue, and it's going to be a fairly comfortable red to secure this frame.
63.
Right, it's an incredible performance tonight, this, from Mark Selby to get himself back into this match.
69.
Luca hasn't had a break over 30 since the first frame tonight. I think this interval is just coming at the right time for Luca Brecel. Mark Selby starting to build up a head of steam.
70.
Needs to use this 15-20 minute interval to his advantage.
He's had 2 century breaks in the final. He's had 11 in this year's Kazoo World Championship.
75.
Another potential one here, but 2 tricky reds.
76.
Is he going to try and force all the way around the angles to get close to the reds? You could say he's powered that in. And here comes the white.
'81. Thank you. 82.
Well, it'll have to be like a
89.
little trick shot. Very, very thin one. Butt of the cue in the air. Is it there? Is it there? It is!
90. '95. '97.
Absolutely wonderful century break from Mark Selby. He is far from
104.
finished in this year's World Championship. He will never give up.
109.
Come on, he's brilliant with the rest. Let's see if he can screw back onto the black. This will be some shot. Look how low he's hitting it. Get in there. Look at this for a screw back.
150.
What a wonderful finish from the 4-time champion of the world, Mark Selby. It was a must-win frame.
122 on the
And didn't he
Mark
win it in
Selby.
style?
Frame 30.
Few shot
Mark Selby to
selections questionable.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I think if they go in, we're raving about the way he's playing. I think the interval has come at a good time for Luca. There's no doubt about it. But this pressure now is only a bit greater, and it's something that he's never experienced before in his career. This is intense now.
That was much too thin. And grazing the second red, kindly, as it turned out. Just a containing safety. I'll be very surprised if Luca Brecel now just nudged the red away from the black. The type of game that he's been playing, he wants the black in the open.
Maybe two reds set as a plan to left middle, but I'm pretty certain Mark Selby won't be interested in those out there. You see them. If he could get to the bottom of the cue ball, he'd be interested, because he'd be able to play position on the black.
Touching ball.
See there, Luca, when he played his shot, he's trying to open reds up. He's not a containing safety player. He wants to get the frames going. Cue ball not close to the cushion, so I think you'll find Luca screwing off these reds, trying to get the cue ball back to this black cushion. You just got to be careful. You're not 100% sure where the reds are going to end up, and that's why he's not risking it.
Yeah, Mark Selby looking at Luca. And Luca agrees. That was going nowhere. Re-rack. Quite right. Yeah, that was going nowhere, Stephen.
Yeah, there was an instance where Luca could have possibly played a more aggressive shot, but I think even he realises now at the state of the match that he doesn't want to be gifting Mark Selby openings. He's got to be careful and got to be patient.
Yeah, absolutely. Patience is a virtue, and you're going to need it. It's the World Championship final, the final session, the final run-in. You cannot gift easy chances to your opponent. You know for a fact that Mark Selby won't be doing that. Does it give him the edge? We'll see.
Frame 30. Mark Selby.
Well, you would have to think that if this match gets closer and closer, you have to, I think, give a huge advantage to Mark Selby. Because even though Luca's a ranking tournament winner, in this place, in the final, is pressure like you won't believe.
Got the pot to the left corner. Had one in the last frame. Hit it much too thin. That one much too thick. And having missed it, and the red running loose, could have left something easier than this. I say easier because there is a possible pot to this right corner. And he can just cue past the brown. Mark trying to take the pressure off this shot to the right corner. Looking if he leaves the cue ball where he was pointing, he thinks the only red he can leave is the one he's playing.
One.
Solid pot, right in the heart of the pocket.
Six.
Little shake of the head. Not perfect on this red. May have to try and play a little cannon and develop the blue here. Or can he squeeze past it? Well, he did squeeze past it, but any pace and you get the reaction off the cue ball, off the red, and he'd have flicked the blue. But that wasn't enough pace to get him good on the black.
I think he can play this black slowly and get a half ball cannon on the red beside it. Leave it to the right corner pocket.
$40. $50.
Just the one loose red available. Hasn't got a good angle to play for anything else, so that will be the choice. Playing to him off the blue, Stephen?
Yeah, most definitely. You can see the red.
23.
Almost touching the pink. That's a good splitter that red. You get full contact on the pink. He's a little bit thinner on the blue than would have been ideal, which means he's just got to keep an eye on the pot. Very easy to take your eye off it if you're concentrating on the cue ball. Could not have played it better. Where's the red going? Where's the red going? Sorry, John, stealing your lines.
28.
Well, what a split. Hit the pink perfectly. That's why the cue ball held in the middle. This red was creeping towards the corner.
You just get the sense
29.
that Mark Selby's finding a gear at just the right time. That's why he's won this 4 times. Being able to play your best snooker at the business end when there's the most pressure. It's an ability that you can't teach. You've either got it or you haven't. And he's got it in spades.
Played
36.
an area a little bit short of where he wanted to be here. I think this red passes the red over the corner, but the red he's on, he can play for the pink. Yeah, he's only half a pocket. You won't want to risk that, as I say. With the angle he's got, he can play for pink.
$37.
There could be a case here of potting the pink, playing for the red just below it, and then playing a plant on the red over the corner. Looks unmissable. The problem is with the red over the corner, obviously the pot you can't miss.
43.
But sometimes it's difficult to control the cue ball coming out of the jaws of the pocket. You can play for black or pink, but just got to be careful. And that's the problem.
44.
So it's a tough blue, not an easy black or pink, which he was looking for. So a little bit of pressure on this.
$49.
Once again, right in the heart of the pocket.
The red that he's going to play to right corner, he can play a little cannon on the red to the left of it, which will leave him on either black or pink to left middle. I think there's too much angle just to drop it in, to roll it in. Well, he played to screw across it, and
50.
that's gone wrong. I'm surprised at that, because you think if you're playing the screw, that other cannon is always on.
Yeah, absolutely. No reason not to play your shot. It's gone horribly wrong, and I think it's end of break.
Must find the ball cushion here, you feel, to not leave Luca a tempter to go at.
Thank you. Mark Selby, 50.
pretty good, but he has left this red to right corner. Okay, it's fraught with danger, but it's a sort of pots that Luca's just been getting down and potting. Well, he's not even threatening the pockets at the moment with his long game. Worrying times for Luca Brecel. It really is.
Yes. A few pots recently, one too thin, and then the last couple of attempts, much too thick.
One.
And I tell you, when you're Mark Selby, you love to see this. Your opponent looking under pressure. Missing balls that he was getting earlier on in the match by a long way. Just gives you a huge boost of confidence that perhaps your opponent is wilting as the pressure grows.
5. Six.
This blue to go 61 points ahead. Just looking for one more red after the blue. You think, nice angle on the blue, the easiest one. We've been one along the top cushion. So this red, no heroics, I wouldn't have thought, to go 62 points in front with just 59 remaining.
Yeah, I think if you're Luca Brecel, you've got to somehow remind yourself you're still 2 frames in front if this frame is indeed gone. But you feel that he needs to get in early in a frame with an easy opportunity round about the pink and black to get that cue action going again.
Good pot on the pink, and he's on this red, so no way back to the table for Luca Brecel.
19.
Mark Selby doing exactly what he had to do. Got in, make a good break, run out of position. And then didn't have to do much to get his second chance. And scoring.
24.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, Luca, worryingly, has not scored a point in the last 2 frames.
25.
He's relied on his long game, Luca, to get him in early in frames to score. And if that part of his game is deserting him, then he's in trouble in this match.
30. $31.
Didn't really much about the pink. Luca Brecel stays in his seat. Mark Selby now just closes the difference to 2 frames.
Potted the ball for 37 minutes.
Sorry, Luca.
Good break off. And for once, he's not leaving a pot on for Mark Selby. was a bit fortunate, and isn't it always the way, Stephen? You start to play well and the ball start to run for you.
Yeah, it's and Luca, it's almost as soon as he's seen Mark Selby hit that thick, it's almost like you know what's going to happen. Screwing this cue ball in and out of bulk for the red in the middle of the table to the right corner.
Five.
There you are. Got it much too thick. But one in off the black. Good shot on the brown to give him this opportunity.
Six.
The red nearest the black does go to the opposite corner. Probably think about leaving himself low on it. So when potting this red, well, the angle he's got, would you play this a control pace, or would you give it a bit of a bang?
I think you play this with pace, screwing the cue ball out of there. I just think the shape of the pack just lends itself for this shot. Yep, they were shaped perfectly.
14.
Yep, and a lovely control of the cue ball. And definite signs he's getting stronger.
21. Nice.
Yeah, it's
22.
almost like a different look in his eye at this stage. It's completely zoned in on what he has to do.
Yeah, there was times in this, well, today when I thought, well, is not hitting the ball well and he's struggling. And we always say, Stephen, when you're playing catch-up like this, you need a little bit of help from your opponent. And I think he spotted that.
Yeah, you sense weakness. It's almost like you can smell blood and you're going for it. You're going for the throat of your opponent. It'll be a tough ask, but it wouldn't surprise me if Mark Selby wins every single frame from here on in, just the way the pattern of this match at the moment. He's getting stronger and stronger. His opponent's showing weakness.
30.
So nicely on the black. Maybe 1, 2 reds loose that you could play on. So he's going to have to be going into the cluster pretty soon. Yeah, I agree with what you said in the last frame. I think Luca Brecel is looking for a chance. Hand on the table, nice, easy starter. But Mark Selby will be aware of that, and he'll try to avoid that at all costs. He'll make him work for his chances.
.38.
Good angle to go into them. There's the Selby camp. I bet they're feeling a lot better now. Lost the cue ball. Didn't hit the pink, full in the face. All he's left with
43.
now is a tough shot. Hit the pink, quarter ball. Needed to catch it full to hold the cue ball in the middle of the table. Certainly not on anything easy.
Mark Selby, 43.
Could have quite easily played a safety shot, taking the cue ball up to the near the baulk cushion, but doesn't want to even give Luca the slightest hint of a look at a long red.
Decent length with the cue ball.
Two reds that look like they may be close to a plant to the left corner, but in playing it, I'm not sure you can avoid the red that's to the right of the black. Yeah, they could easily be made, but does the cue ball, as I say, avoid that other red in its way back to the baulk end?
Good line. Excellent length. Perfect. Another one, much too thin. He'll be pleased with that outcome. That cue ball could have finished up anywhere. Yeah, not straightforward safety this. You can't go down the left-hand side really because of the black, the red, the pink. Can't see him playing a pot. And if he's trying to get back to baulk with safety, got to catch this ultra thin. No, just a container. Couldn't risk going back to baulk. Testing Luca Brecel's patience here. And that is the thing, Mark knows that he's going to take these on, and all of a sudden, every time Luca misses a shot like that, he's leaving Mark Selby in again. Just dictating the run of play, Stephen. Pure and simple.
Yeah, he's dominating the match now. Completely dominating it. He's imposing himself and his game on his opponent.
1.
Luca he can't score a point. Can't get to the table. And when he does, it's a very difficult pot that he's got to do.
Yeah, early on in the match, the 2 sessions today,
6.
Luca was getting in a few times because Mark Selby was missing black off the spot. As I said a little while ago, now everything seems to go right in the heart of the pocket. He's got to keep the belief, as Luca Brecel, that if he gets a chance, he's got to take it and believe he will.
Yeah, and you're always looking at body language, and he's just starting to look a little bit down
40.
in his chair to me, Luca Brecel. As I said, you've got to try and it's not easy. I appreciate that, but he's got to try and remind himself he's still
15.
in front of this in this match. But when you've not scored a point and not potted a ball for however long, over 40 minutes, it's not easy. There you go, almost 50 minutes. Incredible when you consider how he was playing. He was potting everything at one stage.
22.
As I said, the way this is going, he's going to do well to get another frame on the board the way he's been
23.
dominated.
And that black, you can tell by the applause from this packed Crucible Theatre.
30.
Snooker's required again. And that means that Luca Brecel will not be coming back to the table. He's getting no table time. And Mark Selby will be determined to keep it that way.
38. $39. $44. 45. $52. Thank you.
Well, the ref's not getting but breaks to 43, and that clincher of 52 gets him within 1. Worrying times for Luca Brecel.
Selby to break.
Possible pot to the left corner, but Don't think Luca will be looking too invitingly on this. Much too thick again. And without having to work to force a mistake, as he gives a wry smile, Mark Selby gets first chance in the frame once again.
One.
Good solid pot. A little bit closer to the cushion than he would have liked. Got to just dig in a little bit here. Yeah, being close to the cushion now. This is where we'll find out how Luca Brecel's feeling. This is the opportunity he was looking for. In amongst the balls, nice easy starter.
Yeah, exactly what he wanted. Black.
One.
Play for the red. That's to the right of the bunch into left middle and try and get an angle on the blue and just smash into the pink. Do what he's been doing the whole match. I always feel when you've been frozen out and you get the situation, if you're going to miss, it's going to happen in the first 4 or 5 shots. Once you get past that stage, you can find a little bit of a rhythm. So these first 3 or 4 pots are really important.
8.
This red is missable. He's not perfectly on it to left middle. But if he can pot it in, screw off the side cushion, angle in the blue.
9.
The angle is perfect. So full ball contact in the pink. This is what he's been doing the whole tournament. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. He's got a red to right middle. The black's in the open. A chance
14.
to reassert himself in this final.
15.
Well, that was beautifully struck. Choice of balk colours, but the red in the balk end, no problem with position. You wouldn't be playing for any other red than the one at the balk end. You can guarantee good position, and if you get good position on the red, you should have good position on the next colour.
Seventeen. Eighteen.
Nice on the blue. It's only going to be the situation, you would think, because these, when the balls have been in this position, he's basically, it's been end of frame. He's just been clearing up.
23.
But the pressure out there is immense at the moment.
Thank you. 24.
Just got to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't snooker himself on the red above the black. played it well. I'm not sure he was going to be low on it.
31.
No, it's important he gets a good angle on the black here. These reds are sort of covering themselves. There's two reds in the middle of the table. Okay, they may go to the left middle, but can he develop something? Possibly thought there may have
32.
been a chance there just to rub off the two reds in line, but he didn't want to risk it. I don't blame him.
Yeah, this could go wrong, this positional shot. But it hasn't. This is a huge
39.
visit to the table, I think, for Luca Brecel and his chances of winning this final. I think if he converts this chance, it's going to just give him a huge injection of confidence.
There's the Brecel camp on the edge of the seats, as we all are.
40.
The single red of the 5 in the middle of the table, if he's playing for it to the left corner, he's just got to be a little bit careful he doesn't get into the cue ball too much and bring it too far down the table, because he could easily snooker himself behind the two reds there on the pink spot. Could bring the cue ball to the left side of the table if he chose, but he's played that shot and he's played it beautifully.
Yeah, so far,
43.
so good. Getting right through the ball, cueing nicely.
$44.
Now then, what's the angle like on this black? Not great.
Yeah, I thought I may have been tempted again to play a little cannon on the bottom red of those two, closest to the cue ball. I think it's a shot that a few frames ago he would have played just automatically. But you get to this stage and you try and just be very exact and very careful.
Knew he was running into the red, trusted to a little bit of luck. Hasn't had any. End of break.
51.
Well, apart from this red on the left side of the table, but surely it's too risky. 50-point lead. Still 75 remaining. Nowhere near safe yet.
Yeah, I mean, he almost wants to think, what would Mark do in this situation? He wouldn't be taking a risk anyway, I know that. Be a containing safety shot of some kind. Yeah,
Luca Brecel, 51.
that'll do for now. But he'll just be happy. Okay, he wanted to win the frame, but he's potted some balls. He'll feel he's back in the final, back involved.
Mark Selby comes to the table 50 points behind. He knows he can't afford to give Luca Brecel next chance. If Luca gets it, that'll be end of frame. So this is where the master tactician is normally at his best. Well, there's always a chance you can double them across the table. Not the best cue ball, but safe. Catching the bump in the middle pocket. He's okay. He could have left a pot on, but I don't think he has.
I think maybe the one closest to the black, the 2 reds and the pink spot, may pot, but can he avoid the red that's next to the black?
What a pot! It's not out of the woods yet, though.
Wow, what a shot the yellow would be, JV, to take on to this right corner pocket.
Yeah, he'd have had no hesitation earlier on in this match. But that winning line's in sight. It's an easy snooker. He's even thinking of putting a portcolour safe here. His choice.
Green ball.
So he's going to knock the green safe and get that cue ball to the baulk cushion.
Luca Brecel 1.
Yeah. I have to say that's the right shot.
Thanks, Mark.
Giving this plenty of thought. This red to the left of the black, but he's playing safe. If he catches it too thick, he could knock one over the right corner here. He's got to catch this just right. Too thick. Knocks one towards the corner. Is he going to drop? Is he going to stay there? Well, would you believe it?
1.
He's fluked it.
Wow. Wow. Is that destiny of this World Championship? I wonder. Shots like that, the second fluke in 2 frames. Couldn't take advantage. Couldn't take advantage.
Oh, he looks up the balcony where his supporters are. What a miss. And a big stroke of luck. Well, that was a little bit tentative. Wrong side of the blue.
Well, it just shows you how he's feeling. Didn't even want to drop the red in for the black to the same pocket. Sure, the black goes. But snooker's required.
6.
What a relief for Luca Brecel after seeing Mark Selby fluke that red and land on the brown.
Yeah, 56 points to lead. Just 51 remaining. So 2 4-point snookers required, but with Mark Selby, you never feel safe.
I'm just thinking, do you move the green and brown away? I know you want a colour safe, but the snooker's required. That's a huge target for snookers. Do you want to move them now?
Yeah, fair point, but I think, personally, I'd be just playing this safe as though Mark Selby could still win the frame. Don't give him an easy starter.
Luca Brecel 6.
Left a possible pot, but difficult enough.
Yeah, and cue ball going away from the high value colours as well. even if you're staying for the blue, you've got to play this at a pretty slow pace.
It's amazing, isn't it, the twists and turns. Prior to that mistake in this frame, he never looked like missing. He was hitting right in the heart of the pocket, but now it's as though he just lost a bit of that belief.
Yeah, the black off a spot at the start of the frame was almost like it was like a shock to the system, wasn't it? That he missed it. He was potting everything. Yeah, clever shot from Luca.
Well, I can only assume he's looking at this red along the top cushion. This is all or nothing. If he misses it and leaves it, frame over. He's missed it, and he's left it. Little hint of desperation there, Stephen.
Yeah, as I say, I think that he was on such a roll. As I say, that black off a spot, I think that's part of the reason he then missed the brown later on. So Luca is going to be 2 frames up with a possible 3 to play to win this World Championship. Has he weathered the storm?
8.
64 points to lead,
Luca Brecel
43
and the
remaining,
frame.
and Mark Selby stays in his seat. So Luca Brecel has halted the comeback. Mark Selby, Mr. Black off the spot, let him in. Now, 1 frame away.
Here it is. Can he get it done?
Luca Brecel to break.
Good break off. And once again, not left a pot on. Or nothing that would tempt Mark Selby. Good return. Very good return. Just a touch too thick. That's why he's, well, just about getting near the baulk line rather than the baulk cushion. Not left the pot on, but you feel with Mark Selby, hand on the table, he's going to play a better one than that.
I always think when you get to the situation Luca's in, you've got 3 chances to win this final year, but I always think that the best chances normally come in this frame. And if you don't take them in this frame, then it, well, just becomes very twitchy.
Weak safety shot there from Mark Selby. Catching the yellow, put no pressure on Luca at all. Ditto. But that's what happens when you knock the baulk colours off the spots. I don't know whether Mark can find a way to get in behind them, but what a target that is now. yellow and brown. If you can find that area near the baulk cushion, I'm certain you're going to force a mistake from your opponent. As I say, whether he can do it this time or not is another matter. Yeah, just couldn't hit it thin enough to get in between the yellow and brown. Good shot, nevertheless. Good reply. And if Mark can't get safe down the left-hand side of the table as we look, he's in a spot of bother here. With that red being near the right-hand cushion, that's the danger ball if he catches the safety too thick. Well, he's looking to see if he can get through to this red near the top cushion. If he can, makes it a little bit easier, although that tap on the table there means it's not guaranteed. That was the danger.
Yeah, at first glance, we may have a couple of pots to go for, but I'm not seeing any way of getting on a colour. The red to left middle, can he play top spin on the red and pink that are touching? Maybe move the pink into a potable position? Not sure what the angle is. He'll know better than we do. I think that's his only play to try and create something. I mean, he could play the red that's potable to left middle. If he can't get in a colour, he could play off that one and try and get behind the yellow. But with a chance to win this championship, you want to take any pot on you can, really. Well, he has promoted the pink, and it's not bad, because it's a natural to get on any of the two reds that are near the black cushion.
Always tricky though, playing into what we call a blind pocket. You see the cue ball, you see the object ball, but the pocket's not in your eye line. But it's there. Now, as the position is okay, and that nudge on the black may have made the black available to the right corner.
7.
And when he pots this red, it will certainly be available to the left corner. Next couple of shots, if they go right, big chance.
Trying to get on the black to the same pocket. Brilliant shot.
8.
Well, those first two pots to the left middle were excellent, and he's given himself a chance. He's 2 or 3 shots away from creating these reds into a straightforward opportunity, but they're not bad. A couple of little cannons like that, and could soon open up. Now, where's the black going? It's all good.
15.
It's all good.
$16.
Well, it must be tough watching. Willing your friend, your son, to fulfill his dream
23.
of being world champion. The chance is here.
Yeah, you would think the next shot would be an angle in the black to play some sort of cannon.
24.
Ideally, you'd like to miss the red that is directly above the black. Go into the next reds and screw the cue ball into the reds. He caught that red. Is he on one? He didn't want to hit that red that was directly above the black, but looking at his body language, he's walking around the table
31.
with purpose.
Well, worst way, he's got a cut to the left corner. But does the one just to the left of the pink spot go? It does. Right behind it, it'd be unmissable.
I think if he pots it, he'll be on the black. He can follow through, miss the reds, be on the black to the same pocket. It's there. So this is a chance now.
32.
Can he play the little cannon into the 4 reds above the black? Doesn't have to play at pace. Even just the red on its own that's above the black would be good enough to leave something to right corner. What a chance he's given himself now.
39.
This is what you dream about, JV, as a player, isn't it? This sort of opportunity to win the World Championship. All the reds in the open, colours in the open.
Yeah, he came here 11 years ago, the youngest player ever to play at the Crucible Theatre. 11 years. He's learned his trade. He's learned how to handle the pressure. All things you need to be a great champion.
40.
Perfectly on the black.
And this is when you need your cue ball control to be as good as it can be, to make every shot as easy as possible. Stun the cue ball up towards the pink spot here. Yeah, just leave choice of reds to left corner.
$47.
Hard to see how it can go wrong, but there's so much at stake. A place in history. Belgium having a world champion, and I'm certain he's aware of all those things. Just got to keep clear of mind.
48.
Once again, perfect on the black.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying at the start of the frame. So often, when you get to the point of needing one more frame, then very next frame you get a gilt-edged chance.
55.
And if you don't take that, then it becomes very, very difficult.
56.
It's hard to see where it can go wrong from here.
.56 points to lead. Make that 62.
$62. $63.
At this point in the break, when you're just 2 or 3 pots away from winning, it's strange because just in the background, backstage, you can start to hear people getting ready for everything that happens when the final's over, and you've got to not pay attention to that. You've got to keep your concentration.
$68.
That's it. Snooker's required. But we know what Mark Selby's like with snooker's required, so just needs to dot the I's, cross the T's with a colour and one more red.
I think we'll see a reaction if this pink goes in.
He absolutely stayed down on the shot. What a performance. He's been like a breath of fresh air. He's lit up the tournament.
75.
His performance against Mark Williams, against Ronnie O'Sullivan, and who will ever forget that comeback against CGW in the semi-final. Stephen, unbelievable.
I'm so happy with him because he plays snooker the right way. He plays aggressively, he goes for his shots. He's never ducked a shot the whole tournament. He's just trusted his game, and it's been good enough.
83.
Well played, Luca Brecel.
Well played indeed. And did it in style.
91.
And Mark Selby, I'm certain, will admit that over the 4 sessions, he deserves this. 4 times champion, smile up at the balcony, saying, what can I do? Maybe a sign he looked like weakening, but then when he's given a chance with his hand on the table,
97.
we saw then that he's plenty of heart. And just this pink
98.
to add the icing on the cake. Unbelievable! What a performance from Luca Brecel.
104. 105.
From mainland Europe, the first ever winner of the World Championship. He's excited. Where's the cue ball going? Perfect on the yellow, that's where.
112.
Well, it doesn't matter about the yellow. He's made his time. Round of applause for Mark Selby. And this crowd going absolutely mad. Standing ovation. What a performance all the way through. And as I said after his semi-final, the future of snooker is in safe hands with the likes of Luca Brecel, who is the Kazoo World Snooker Champion.
Your champion, Luca Brecel!